All right, you guys want to see card number one? Card number one, I'm not going to show it right away, but card number one, you guys will figure this out. One person guessed it, and I did not bring the comment up on the screen. And the reason why I was saying that you could have cheated is because I did show this on my Twitter a couple days ago. Someone said favorite card of the 2022, and I showed it. But this card, so don't go looking. I'm going to show it to you in a minute. This card has been at the top of my want list for my vintage collection, vintage Hall of Famers, for 14 years. I've been looking for this card for 14 years. Of course, I could have bought it. This is not a rare card by any means. I could have bought it several times, but it comes down to the right card in the right holder at the right price at the right time. And I almost bought this card in a better or a higher PSA grade in 2008, I think it was. And I just was the underbidder. I ducked out, got too expensive for me. I wish I bought it because I paid like more than double for this in lower grade. But I bought this card at the Burbank Card Show this year in Burbank, California. I'm just going to show it now. My Willie Mays 1951 Bowman rookie card. I've said it before tonight. I'm going to say it again. I love this card. I love this card so much. I looked at so many of these over the years, trying to find the right one for me. And it happened to be sitting in a showcase at the Burbank Card Show this year. Wasn't expecting it to be there. I had luckily had a bunch of ComC credit from some sales I did on there. And I was able to convert a chunk of that into this card. So I collect Hall of Fame rookies, all four sports. And this was the top of my list, like for the longest time. And I wanted one badly. And I was already at the point where, gosh, they're getting so expensive. And in the grade I want, they're all so off-centered, usually like shifted that way on the card. And I'd rather not have to buy an off-centered one that badly, but I will. Maybe I'll pick up like a PSA 3 or a 4 way off-centered. Didn't want to, but I was kind of getting to that point, but I was in no rush because this is a card you can buy this anytime. It's not a rare card, but it's a card that, for me, with vintage cards, I want the right copy for me. And I think that's going to be different for everybody. If you collect vintage, you're thinking about collecting vintage. The beauty about vintage is you don't have to rush to go pick up the cards. You'll always be able to find a Gretzky rookie, a Mantle rookie, a Willie Mays rookie, a Wilt Chamberlain. The list goes on. You're always going to be able to find these. But this is one that eluded me. I really, really, really wanted it. And I found it. And it was everything, the stars were aligned. And I was able to procure it at that Burbank show. And this, to me, is my number one pickup of the year. It's not going to, I don't think that I've said I could easily shake up the order of my top 22. I don't think that this will ever come out of being be removed from being number one. I can see the numbers 2 through 10 being shuffled, but I think this will always be my number one pickup. A couple things about this card I'll let you guys know if you're ever interested in picking up a Willie Mays rookie. There's a few common defects on this card to watch for. Of course, centering is a lot of copies of this are off-centered. Corners, edges, of course, but from a print perspective, you often will see these print lines that come right down it, like right through it, right there, or like right there, sometimes through his face, and they'll go from top to bottom. That's not a card I want. I don't want a card that has that. So you'll see that on PSA 6s, and 5s and 4s, but I did not want to have a copy that had one of those print lines all the way through it. And some are more obvious than others. So be careful. Look for that print line. If you go looking online right now, you'll see a bunch that have it. The other thing that is common with this card are those fish eyes, those little print dot circles. And you'll often see them in the name bar here. If I come up really close, you're going to see that this card, the name bar is not perfect. It does have a little bit of a runoff right there under the E and a little bit of a white blemish in there, but it doesn't have like a circular fisheye, which I didn't want. And I had to, it's a 4, right? It's not a 5 or a 6. So it had to be something that wasn't perfect to get a card with this grade of centering and the edges and the corners. Anyway, this is my card number 1, guys, for the year.